Hello there, I just thought I'd give you an update on how the chessboard's going. I know it's been a long time. Like a lot of other people, I've been affected by COVID. I've had to change my job. I haven't had as much free time as I'd like. But I think I can now spare a bit of time to update the board. What I'm going to do is, in the link in the video, I'm going to put a link to the wiring diagram, a link to the SD card image that goes in the Raspberry Pi, and a link to the files that are on the Raspberry Pi in the Python chess code folder. That way, if you make a board, put the SD card in the Raspberry Pi, you should be at the same position as this board here, which still has quite a bit of programming to do. Right, so if I power up the Raspberry Pi or the chessboard, at the moment it doesn't go straight into executing the chess program because I'm still programming it. If anyone would like to help program it, if you've made the board and you're good at programming Python, that would be great. This is my first Python program. I used to program in Visual Basic 5, and I think I'm basically using Python in that way, which probably isn't that great. Anyway, this is the Raspberry Pi booted up. I go into programming. I use Thonny. The program is MyBoard v6py. This is the program that runs the board. If I push play, we'll start. Here we have the main menu. Each item on the menu corresponds to one of these four buttons. So play is the outer left, setup is the inner left, load is the inner right, and shutdown is the outer right. Setup and load aren't programmed yet. That will be making the save game better, and the load will be the next thing, and then setup will be the final thing, and debugging everything, of course. If I push play, which is this button, go into the game menu, you can play black or white. You've got it's on level 1 on 3 seconds. You can alter this, what increments you want to put. I've got it going up to 5 minutes. I'm going to put it on 1 second. Now I'm going to move a piece, put it in the wrong place, and then I'm going to push start game. So it checks the board, makes sure all the pieces are on the right place. So obviously it knows that that pawn shouldn't be there. So it's my move. You just pick up a piece, that square flashes, and you put it down.
E2, T4. My move E7, T6.
So there's the last move, E2, T4, and that's the next move, E7, T6. So I can get a hint. I can verify the board. Hint.
I suggest D2, D4.
So let's go along with that. D2 to D4.
D2 to D4. My move is 7 to 6.
A doesn't come out that well on the speech for some reason.
Forward move.
So the verified board, which is the
verified board. White rook H1.
So you've got square flashing white rook, and you push next.
White knight G1. White bishop F1. White king E1. White queen D1. White bishop C1.
And it's also on the board as well, white bishop C1.
White knight B1. White rook A1. White pawn H2. White pawn G2. White pawn F2. White pawn C2.
And so on. Across the board. Let's exit.
Leave and verified forward. Door and move.
You've got speech, no sound, beep,
Speech.
and speech. Let's move this pawn here.
D4 to D5. My move G8 to F6. Door and move.
When you capture, you can pick up the pawn that you're capturing, then move your piece over, or you can pick up your piece, pick up the capturing piece, and move the pawn. I'm going to do it either way.
D5 takes on E6. My move D7 takes on E6.
Again, you can do this either way.
Door and move.
Another thing that it does, if I play
F1 to B5. Check.
so it announces check and
My
checkmate.
move A6 takes on B5.
So
Door and move.
to take back, you pick up the piece that you want to take back, or the last move, and it shows you where it went.
Put white bishop B5.
Put the white bishop on there. Now you've got take back mode. So you've got continue the game, undo, redo, and save the game. So I'm going to undo that move, which is from there to there, and then I'm going to continue.
Door and move.
So I'm going to move that bishop out to there.
F1 to C4. My move F6 takes on E4. Door and move.
So all I want to do now is show you the castling, and then
G1 to F3.
that'll do.
My move D8 takes on D1.
Oh. So I can't castle.
Check. Door and move.
So I'm going to take that move back.
Put white queen D1.
Put the white queen on D1. Undo another move. And continue. And it will be my move.
Door and move.
So I'm going to take queen.
D1 takes on D8. Check.
Sorry, I got my finger in the...
My move E8 takes on D8. Door and move.
So I'm going to move the knight out.
G1 to F3. Knight move f7 to f6.
And
Dollar move.
this is castling. So you pick the king up, move it over.
e1 to g1. Castle kingside. Remove piece h1. Put white rook f1.
That's how you castle.
Knight move c8 to d7. Dollar move.
So now, when you quit the game, push the arrow to right.
Quit game. Press blank button again to quit game.
Push it again.
Quit game.
Now you've got your you can go to the main menu or you can save the game. So I'm going to save the game. Now, each slot on the board is a save game position. If it's on here, I want to put the title of the file at the top there on the first row of the text, because there's 4 rows of text on this display. So I'm choosing the slot. So if it's solid like that, that means there is a save game in it. So I move vertically, and they're all taken. So I move horizontally, and that hasn't got a save game in it. So I select that slot. Then I've saved the game. Now I go to the main menu. On the Raspberry Pi, if you go to the File Explorer, go into Python, it keeps doing that. Python chess code and the save slots. This is slot 0. Then 8, 16, 24, 32, 32, 40, 48, 56. So this is slot 1. So that was the game we've just saved. So if we look in folder 1, so you've got a PGN of the game. The board configuration saves the level and the time you were on, the player name, and you've got a fen of the game. So fen of the game. Shut that. And if you look at the PGN, that is the game we've just played. So it's got the date, just says player white. That's something else that'll need to be put in, that you edit the player name, and Stockfish 13 Pi. So that's about where I'm at. Now I'm hoping to have a bit more time to get on with it. If anyone can help with the Python code, that would be brilliant, because I'm, as I say, this is my first Python program. It's been enjoyable, but I'd like to finish the project and have it as a standalone board. If you'd like to build the board, it is a good project. I'll leave the wiring diagram, the files that are on the Raspberry Pi and the Python chess code, and the SD card image. Please like and subscribe and all that sort of stuff, and I will be back with another update soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.